Yeah, I'm blue faced out. Oh, okay. I'll talk about this. So, Benzino and Coi Leray. Coi Leray is Benzino's daughter, and apparently, Coi Leray recently put out so Coi Leray had there's a few things been going back and forth. Coi Leray had said that she used to be homeless or whatever, sleeping in cars or something, and then Benzino was like, "No, you were never fucking homeless." So he's basically debunking a lot of the things that she's kind of saying to probably build her stories. Anyway, she also put out that recently. So in response, she put out that Benzino asked her for money. Benzino came back out and said, yeah, I did ask her for money. It's my fucking child. I could ask my child for money. That's how it goes. Let me see if I can play this in sequence, though. Okay. All right, I can't. I could probably find an older clip, but I'll start with this. This is him defending him asking her for money.
Sounds cliche-ish, but in this case,
here we go.
And what I called you for, I called you for some money. I made you. You didn't make me. Right, I called Ray Ray and everybody else. I'm supposed to. Who the fuck else am I supposed to call? What the fuck is the matter with this generation and you kids, man? Y'all are Angie knew what she was doing. She don't like me. Angela Yee knew what she was doing. She don't like me. But you had no problem with disrespecting the fucking man that brought you here. I had you. You didn't have me. My career, I did fucking things. Amazing things. I'm proud of what you're doing, but Coi, you ain't done this shit or made the money that I made. You couldn't walk in my fucking Adidas for an hour. How can you get on here and say that you're a clout? I'm using you for clout. Coi, your first record was disrespecting me. And what I called you, your first record that Universal allowed was you disrespecting your father. In that narrative of me not being there and you had to come out and sell drugs and you had to overcome all these obstacles. No. You was bad. Your mother sent you down to live with me in Atlanta. You couldn't cope with that because I wasn't going for the shit that she goes for and went for. So I don't know if there was some anger because of that, but that's all how I knew to be a father. How am I using you as a clout kid? Do you know, Coi, when me and your mother broke up, the $800,000 new house in Upper Saddle River, not Saddle River, we moved from the mansion to Upper Saddle River. Remember, I got indicted by the feds and I lost everything. I got indicted by the feds and I lost everything. Now, I go back. Your first record that Universal allowed, fuck the music industry. The street is there for me. I'll take my right back to Boston or any block in this country and get it. Because that's what I did. For real. But we started Hip Hop Weekly. We moved on. I moved to Miami. But I gave your mother a house. Now, before that, I was giving your mother $4,000 a month allowance. 4 G's a month for a few years. She could have took some of that money and saved it. She could have opened up a business. When I gave her the house, Coi, you, Taj, Kwame, and Marnie, when I gave her the house, like the 4 or 5 bedroom house, I was still spending $2,500 a month when we broke up. The mortgage was $1,800 a month. She said she couldn't afford it. I got no problems with Asia. I'm not disrespecting Asia, I'm not disrespecting your mother, but I'm telling my fucking truth because I'm tired of you lying on me and making, you don't understand, Coi, right? Fuck the music industry. The street, like I represent a lot of in that town, in Roxbury and Dorchester. But I can't let you come on the internet and ruin my reputation. How are you a clout kid? How am I using you for clout when I'm your storyline since day one? I thought it was over with. I thought after Rolling Loud, which you treated me like I was one of the fucking stagehands. It ain't no secret I'm not doing as better than I was, but I don't give a I don't care about, that's not what it is about me. Money didn't make me. I've had millions, and I've spent it on you, your mother, your 2 older brothers, Taj, and your uncle, Jason. Shout, that's my heart, paralyzed. I took care of everybody, and you knew that. Since no more parties, you've been using me as your storyline and you still doing it. You talking about your truth. That's not your truth. I struggled. I sacrificed. I sold drugs so you didn't have. Like, I represent a lot of, and I know that sounds cliche-ish, but in this case, that's how it happened. And your mother's not going to get on here and defend me because you take care of her. You tell me I've survived everything, but I'm going to let my daughter take me down? It ain't going to happen, CC. Princess. When you was 3, you had minks and diamonds on in Ray Ray's video, Shine Like My Son, where I brought other fathers and their kids. Stevie, Nori, Ja, where y'all at? Y'all supposed to be my fucking brothers. Say something. You was there when I was taking care of her. You seen what the fuck I was. Where the fuck are all my friends at that seen me taking care of this little girl and ain't saying what the fuck, man? God damn, man. And I know that sounds cliche-ish, but in this case.
All right. I'm going to be honest with you. You know, I only have one parent still here, which is my mom. And I associate her with, you know, everything that I've ever done and me getting to the point that I've gotten to. So, you know, I have a very different, like, you know, outlook. And maybe I gotta think about this a little bit more. But I know for me personally, like, it got to the point of me, it wasn't more than convincing because my mom is an absolute workaholic. And I felt like we all had to, me and my other brothers, we had to coerce her really to be like, you got to retire now. We're not going to have you, you know, keep working. And ever since then, it's like a pledge that obviously, you know, I'm going to support her. You know, I bought her a house, a car. You know, I give her things all the time. I'm about to go drop off another, you know, good amount of stuff for her because, you know, her birthday just passed on the 8th. So I look at this differently. Like, you know what I mean? For me, I bought my mom a house before I bought myself a house. For me, I always look at it to say, when you're young and able-bodied, you're supposed to provide for your elders before yourself. You know, I just have a very different outlook on it. Now, granted, you know, I have to think because, you know, my father passed away, but my father had a different family. And he wasn't necessarily around during me growing up. And maybe I wouldn't feel as so equally like my mom, like my dad once he separated my mom. He never like paid child support, nothing like that. Not like my mom really was pressing it, but maybe then I would be like, bro, like you really didn't really contribute. But from what I'm hearing here, and again, you know, this should really be a family issue that's not on Instagram. And I think this is where, like, I think, you know, I don't want to just blame Coi Leray because she's probably dealing with a lot of trauma too. Let me tell you this, like, when you're in a family, bro, sometimes people just think, like, I can't call her ungrateful. Her actions come across as ungrateful, but I can't call her ungrateful because you don't know what she's really been through. And if you've ever had just, whether it's your extended family, you'll have one sibling or cousin that really has some disdain for a family member who they felt either neglected them or treated them like shit when they were younger. So I can't tell what's Coi Leray's relationship with her dad, but from what I'm hearing, from what he's saying, he tried to provide. He tried to be there, you know, and, you know, maybe he wasn't the best father in terms of how he treated them, but if he tried to provide, and I guess this is where my only takeaway is, you owe everything you have to the people who gave to you when you couldn't help yourself. I mean that wholeheartedly. And I don't care how, you know, those relationships sometimes get soured or sometimes how you feel about that person. When you are a child growing up and you couldn't care for yourself and you just weren't able, like, and yes, you know, sometimes I think entitled kids do the, well, you're the one who brought me into this world shit. I get it. But at the end of the day, from birth till you could provide for yourself, and that's usually after like 21 or so, whoever's making those sacrifices to pay the bills, put you in a house, buy things for you, feed you, clothe you. You owe them for the rest of your life. I personally think. Just me. I personally think you owe them for the rest of your life. I don't think there's a situation where your family member could be clout chasing off of you if they're asking for help. I don't think you could ever embarrass your mother or father if they're asking you for help. Even if you maybe you're like, yo, I gave you money before. You're spending on drugs. You're doing dumb shit with it. Like, hey, I don't have it anymore to give you. I don't think you could ever embarrass your father for asking you for money. You're now a star, and with all due respect to Coi Leray, when we all heard about you, you were being touted even to every outlet as Benzino's kid. If you think, and I don't know if she believes that nepotism didn't help her, because I know, like, maybe she thinks, oh, actually being Benzino's daughter held me back. No, it didn't. Because it's stuck out off the paper every time. You're Benzino's daughter. Like, just like I know Ja Rule's son, like, is in music. If it hits my email, if I see the parentheses, Ja Rule's son, I'm going to give it another look. It is what it is. So, again, you do owe some of where you've came to. Not maybe you're particularly a talent or, not belittling your work or effort, but you do owe a little to your pops. Not saying that you need to give him everything he fucking wants, you know what I mean? Because clearly he's probably made some mistakes in life. But you trying to embarrass him because he's asking you for money, I just think that's weak. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to be honest with you. Again, I don't really want to just speak on their relationship, but I want to speak in general. Listen, if y'all learn anything from me, y'all should want to get to the point in life where your parents would, they should never have to ask. You should give them and give them in abundance. You should give them things that they thought they would never have. You should want to give them and spoil them with things that, as, I usually look at things like this. It's a cycle of life. A lot of times parents spend their whole life working for you. For the rest of the time they have on earth, you should be pampering them. You should be making them feel good. And just like when you have kids and you're making sacrifice for them, you hope that your kids eventually could do the same for you. Right? That's just my disposition to all of that. Somebody said, get this nigga off the screen is joy. It's wild. Yeah, man. Yo, listen. If you know about Benzino's history too, like, I understand him a little bit. Yo, Coi Leray, I'm sorry. We don't want to hear about you selling drugs. Your father got indicted for selling drugs. My nigga, your father was in the industry doing his thing and got indicted for selling drugs, and you're trying to put drugs in your story. You haven't been to jail over this. You didn't get your whole life ruined over drugs. Why was he selling drugs? He was selling, obviously, maybe her perspective is, he was doing it for some selfish reasons, but I'm pretty sure whatever money or whatever he got from being in the drug game was probably going to help the fam. So, you know what I mean? Again, I don't want to go too hard on Coi Leray because she's probably going through her own trauma too, especially with family. But yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just not buying it. You're not going to embarrass your father. So I don't care what we think of Benzino. He's your daddy. You came out of his balls. And if that nigga want to ask you for $1 every day until he dies, $10, $100, it is what it is. I tell everybody, listen, everything I got belongs to my mom. That's a fact. You know what I mean? I wouldn't have none of this without her. You know what I mean? All the cars, all the houses, all the places, they belong to my mom. You know what I mean? And it's gratitude, if you ask me. Anyway, let's keep it going. Am I being unfair by not playing her part? Like, did she have a side that I could play? I don't want to be, like, unfair and not play anything that she said. Did she do an Instagram live or something like that? I think she did, right? Coi Leray talks Benzino. I want to be fair to her. Right here, probably.
Sleep them.
Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
I'm going to see if this is the right night and the right time to speak about what I'm going to speak about. So I'm going to see how many people join or whatever, because if everybody's asleep, then we can pick this up tomorrow. And if not, we can do it now. I have a couple things I want to speak about. And I need to get off my chest. and it is bothering me. And it is unfortunate I have to do this at the most important time of my career, when I should be celebrating my success. But the last thing I want to ever do is look like a liar to my fans. I would never want to be that, do that. It's not my character. And yeah, reason why I came when I got signed and when I came into the music industry, no one knew who my dad was. I never told anybody who my dad was, and that was something that I didn't want to do because of reasons like this, right? Because of reasons like this. I just want to clear up the fact that that interview that I did with Angie Martinez was done back in June. That was almost 5.5 months ago. Almost 6 months ago now. But yeah, that was back in June, July, August, September, October, November. Yeah, 5 months ago. And
wait, Coi Leray got OnlyFans? Unless I'm reading this wrong. Somebody's like, yo, her OnlyFans is crazy. She got OnlyFans?
It's unfortunate that it came out now, but I wouldn't never. I love Angie Martinez, and I wouldn't want to share my story with anybody else. During that time, I was doing a press release, and I never told my story. That's something I just, But Angie Martinez was something I wanted to do that with, and I'm very, very appreciative of that moment and blessed. So yeah. Since then, me and him reconciled the relationship and tried. Yeah, we tried. Now, instead of like reaching out to me direct or hitting me direct and congratulating me on my nominations and, being nominated for the EMAs and, my Grammy nominations and, just so much stuff. You don't call, you don't write, but you take everything to the internet and you get on the internet and you try to play this, you try to just whatever. Try to downplay me, try to make it play victim, try to make it seem like I'm attacking you, try to make it seem like my intentions is to hurt you, and that's never the case here. I have a platform. I have a lot of people that look up to me, and I deserve to be able to speak my truth, and that's just a fact. Yeah. And I don't have to get on here and lie about struggle. I don't think anybody wants to do that. But yeah, I think that's corny. I have a mugshot. I asked my mom. I'm not gonna. We don't even want to put my other family in this because I think that's kind of not what I'm here for. What else? That pretty much sum everything up, right? I pretty much said it in the most. Try to say this in the most like graceful way, and just try to make y'all understand. Like if I don't get on here and say something, and it takes me everything in me to get on live and do this, especially again in the most precious times of my career. But for some reason, these blogs, right? Like my entire career, it seems like they've just been trying to take over my story, take over my narrative, take over my career. And if I don't say something, if I don't defend myself, if I don't speak up, then I'm going to allow these blogs to tell my story, to tell y'all who I am. And I don't think that's fair to me, to my fans, to anybody. I don't know why these people are so infatuated on trying to like put crazy stories or trying to make crazy headlines. Or like if you notice, all these blogs are talking about my dad's situation, but nobody's posting the Grammy nomination, and I just find that crazy. But I don't expect that nobody owes me shit. But it just goes to show you that if I don't get on this live and tell you my side of the story, then again, these blogs are gonna tell it for me.
Oh my God, what is she talking about?
A situation. Tito, you can call my mom, just like how you called me last week asking for what you asked for. You could have just hit me direct. Like, I'd rather you just do that on a respectful level of just me being your daughter at the end of the day. Like, we don't gotta have a relationship, but I'm still your kid. It is what it is. So just respect the fact that
I ain't gonna lie, man. If I gotta have a daughter like Coi Leray, nigga, I don't want no fucking daughters, man. I don't want no daughter who seem like, yo, oh my God. I guess unfortunately, you're my dad. Like, what the fuck? Nah, I'm good. I'm good. What the hell? Good. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you this, man. I'm in my 30s, nigga. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, my mom shouted at me the other day, nigga, and I shut up. They ain't got no, you got it, mom. You got it. I go from Jamaica, though, so it's just like, you just shut up. Like, I don't care how old you are, man. You don't go, ain't no going back. Even when you think you're like, yo, she's tripping, you just like, you get to learn your parent. For me, as a shut up, you let her rock. Okay. Tell you get to learn your parent, bro. Like, you just, the older you get, my nigga, is like, it is what it is. Like, I'm sorry. Like, she carrying it like this nigga's a chore. She like, yo, this motherfucker right here. I don't know, man. I don't know. But I look at parents a little bit different, though. I look at parents a little different. The way she talking about it, I don't know. Like, her and Blueface, well, obviously Blueface is a different level. Like, my nigga, well, first of all, Blueface's mom is wild, too. So, I can't even tell, but, like, the certain shit is just, like, my mom will just cuss me out about something, and she'll be called, like, she'll start calling me by my government name. You just sit there and you're just like you don't even talk back. You just let her get it out. You know what I mean? And, you know, if she has slightly a point, it's a kid thing where you're trying to argue every point. If she has slightly a point, you just apologize and keep it moving. It's your parent, bro. Like, yo, it's your parent, my dude. Like, no matter how old you get, that's still your parent. Okay, that's how I think. Anyway, yo, real quick, cause I just seen this. I don't even know how I just seen this on my timeline, bro. Yo,